In this video, I'll be using the meta team in Enemy Vanguards Update 4.5 and see on how far we will go into the infinite run. So the team we are going to be using is dead, romantic, wowie, Eisen Aura, woo, Alucard, Vampire King. We're not gonna view on Jin Woo and Igros because it will take too long. Sukuna. And the last but not least is our Gojo Infinity. And we are going to be using this meta team in the latest Underground Church Infinite map. Yes. And see on how far we will go into the infinite run. Yippee! And this is my first ever run to do in this map. So bear with me if I do any mistakes. And if you want to see challenges like these, let's get this video to 3 likes. Yep, if we get 3 likes, then I'll do more. But first things first. Ooh, this is interesting. This is an interesting map. I'm assuming this would be like the best placement is to place them around here. It seems to be the case. Well, that brings us to the first unit that we are going to be using, who is our Jin Woo and Igros. Oh my gosh. So Jin Woo is one of the newest Vanguard unit added in this update 4.5, and he became one of the best unit with his insane nukes and passives. And not only that, he will be able to summon units that will help your team later on, which is insanely busted. And you can actually start summoning them right now as I speak. Let me enable that. So as you guys can see, the system. So you have a lot of options. So on placement, he can summon the alpha. Then upgrade 3, he can spawn steel. At upgrade 6, he can spawn heal. And last but not least, at upgrade 10, he can summon Belu. And every single one of these summoner have different type of passive. And he also has a passive, Arise, where it will revive dead enemies as your own shadow. But do keep in mind that it will use up your mana. And the shadow does not even do a lot of damage. Like it's not even a lot of health, bro. So about that, we're gonna turn that crap off for now. But yeah, and he has 3 nuke abilities, which is honestly insane. Like hello, like this, he's the first ever Vanguard unit to have an insane busted kit. That is just crazy. But anyway, let's move on to the next unit, since I do want to place Ice Queen right away. So Ice Queen is one of the best support with their attacks inflicting freeze and boost your unit's damage, which is insanely strong. And unfortunately, she is no longer obtainable. So what you gotta do is just wait for her to become tradable. Why I had to place her, by the way, is because one of her passive is Blooming Love. On placement, marks a single allied unit in range with affection. If this unit attacks on the same enemies, the allied unit with affection deals 50% more damage on that attack, which that is just insanely busted. So that is why I had to mark our Jin Woo Igris. And you can see on how meta Jin Woo is. Like hello, this is just crazy. Yes. Oh my goodness, I actually cannot wait on how far we will last into this infinite run, because I haven't done it yet. And I hope that we will have enough money to upgrade all of our units. And yes, so alright, wave 10, and we can upgrade him now. Oh wait, one more upgrade, then he is max upgrader. And by the way, all of these abilities, by the way, okay, I said by the way like 2 times in that sentence. All of his attacks here, all of his nukes are actually one-time use. So we have to be strategic with how we upgrade it. And how many we can place? Oh, we can place 3 of Ice Queen. Interesting. Well, let's get started with upgrading her. Ooh, oh yeah, you can see the effects of Jin Woo. And I love that they have UIs on what the unit does. You know, another game could have something like this where it would be very beneficial on how it would help the players a lot. So at this upgrade 7, she gets a new move called Maho Karada. Freezes time for 10 seconds. freezing all enemies in range. Enemies frozen by Mahokarada take 50% more damage from passion and water towers while frozen, and take 100% more damage from allied towers marked with affection. And you know who is marked with affection? Jin Woo. Yes. All right. Should we just upgrade her? Yeah. Also, I think it would have been better if we had a sniper on her, or whatever the trait is called, with, you know, that increases her range, because her range is not that big. Or maybe it will become big. I mean, she does have 2 more upgrades that this part won't be frozen, but even so, we also have Gojo anyway, so we are chilling in the hood. 1 more upgrade. Ice meteor. Ooh. Oh wait, is that, it doesn't even touch it, bruh. It does not even touch it. Well, anyway, we can move on to the next unit that we are going to be using. And the next unit that we are going to be using is our Eisen Aura. Oh my gosh. All right. I think this is the best placement for him. So, Eisen Aura is still one of the best full AoE unit, with his insane passive dealing DLT to enemies who are close to this unit, which will deal crazy amount of damage, and have a busted ability at later upgrades where he will be able to create a wall where enemies will not be able to move past it. Wow. And if anybody who is curious, oh my gosh, who is curious what the DLT does, it scales from 1% to 80% of this unit's damage based on how close the enemies are, which is pretty insane. And he is immune to all status elements. I didn't mean to activate that ability, but hey, this looks pretty cool. Anyway, I will see you guys at wave 20, because I still do not have enough to max upgrade everybody. And also, I want to know, what does DRR? Oh, how much total damage a unit can deal to an enemy while the enemy is moving through its attack range. That's good to know. Interesting. All right, I'll see you guys at wave 20. Wave 20. Wow. Ooh, wait, we had enough to max upgrade him. That is crazy. And this is the wall that I'm talking about. Spawns in a giant reishi, wall stopping all enemies from passing it. So like a good example, like right here. Wow. And it actually stops the enemies. And I do not know on how long it lasts, but you guys can tell me on the comments. I mean, it is lasting pretty long. What the frick? It lasted pretty long. Okay, now that brings us to the next unit, who is Gojo Satoru. Oh my gosh, I love Gojo Satoru. All right, let's go ahead and place him right here. So Gojo Satoru is still one of the best full AoE unit, with his passive and ability he will get later upgrades, where he will be able to time stop everyone in his range and increasing his damage while the ability is activated. Wow, pretty neat stuff. And for anybody who is curious, he is immune to status ailments. Pretty nice. And damage plus 1.1% with each wave pass. Wow. And looking at his passive, why is his passive so much shorter compared to the other units? Like, you can tell. Like, what? It just, yo. Yeah, you know, how about we bring this back? We bring back the non-complex passives, bro. You see how, you know, Gojo's passive are all so simple, but no, but when you look at the other units, it's a whole paragraph, bro. That is crazy. But anyway, since we have max upgraded our Gojo already, the next unit that we are going to be placing down is our Alucard. Yes. He's also Monarch. I do not know if this is even good anymore with Monarch, because back then Monarch was like insanely busted on Alucard, but Ethereal is probably the best on him now. But anyway, Alucard is still one of the best supports, since he has an ability at later upgrades, which he will summon units and will become full AoE. And not only that, he will make your units deal more damage to the enemy when marked, and deal bleeding, which will be great against regeneration enemies. Yes, as you guys can see, attacks inflict bleed equal to 25% of this unit's damage. Birds of Hermes, enemies that enter this unit's range while bleeding will be inflicted with wounded. Enemies inflicted with wounded will take 20% more damage. Wow, that's insanely busted, isn't it? Pretty neat stuff again. Good job, enemy vanguards. Woohoo. Okay, so far we have 1, 2, 3 units max upgraded. So we just need to max upgrade like 3 more units. Alright, there we go. We have max upgraded him now. And this is the ability that he gets at later upgrades. Restraint level 0. While ghouls are present on the map, SP decreases by 10% until they are dead. Each time a ghoul dies, damage is increased by 1% up to 35%. And we can leave this on, by the way, because it increases his damage whenever that ghoul kills somebody. But anyway, that brings us to our very last unit, who is Sukuna. Yes! Where are we gonna be placing him? Because he's a coon. I wanna place him to his... No, how about we just place him right here? Yeah, let's go place him right behind Igris. You're alright, Sukuna. Ooh, he has so much aura as well. What the frick? Alright, Sukuna is still one of the best secret with this crazy burn that he gets at later upgrades, and he will get a nuke ability. And if you're in an infinite run, it would be best to activate that ability as soon as you can so he can get the damage up as he will say on his UI. Look at that. Sinister Sanctum. Upon activation, damage plus 300% for the attack Sinister Sanctum cleaves enemies upon hit. Damage plus 1% for each kill during Sinister Sanctum up to 30%. Pretty neat stuff. And at this upgrade, he actually deals burn now. Wow, yes, Divine Flames. Gains the fire element. Attack inflict burn for 30% of this unit's damage. And damage 40%. Interesting. So he does bleed. Upgrade 9, making them take 20... Oh, he doesn't do bleed after upgrade 9. That's interesting. At least he does burn now. Woohoo! Okay. Okay. This is not bad of a placement. And we can activate his ability, although there isn't any units. There isn't any enemies in his range, unfortunately. We need to place units like right here. And then place another unit like right here. How about that? And who did she mark this time? Oh, she marked Eisen. Oh, she marked the highest damage? Is that how it works? Or highest? Yeah, she does mark the highest damage. Alright, let's go ahead and start upgrading all of our Ice Queen. Ooh. Oh, we are already at wave 30. Wait a minute. This infinite is going pretty quickly than I expected. Alright. So far so easy. Like to work on no reaction. Oh yeah, we can actually activate the steel right now, because what it does is gains... It's just Jin Woo places steel, which he gains 2% of max HP every second up to 300%. So what it does, it just stays in a spot like right there until a boss comes. So it's literally like a nuke at the same time, but you have to wait. The enemy has to go to steel to deal the damage. But you can see on how crazy it is. Like right now, 1 million damage, 1 million health. That's crazy. And we can keep summoning. And also, I do have this OP familiar equipped on Jin Woo. And as you guys can see, King of the Ants, unknown damage plus 2.8% damage. And then for the King, attacks on hit consume the 5 lowest HP summons on the field, buffing damage of that attack by 17.1%. And this familiar is actually insanely good with Jin Woo, because he has an ability, he has a built-in passive where he can revive dead enemies as his own shadows, and this automatically applies to his familiar too. And you can see his shadow army disappearing. It has been a while since I've posted a meta team versus infinite in anime Vanguards, so this is actually pretty cool. I feel like we're back on the grind again on anime Vanguards, because I didn't like anime Vanguards back then, but now I'm liking anime Vanguards. You know, they started to care about the community. I think that is why I started to like this game more, because they because they care about the community. You know, they're starting to, at least. I want to use that ability so bad, but it's not going to be very smart if we do that. Alright. Let's place one right here. Okay, so far so easy. Oh, we should probably like continuously spawn these. Okay, let me disable these. Yeah, spawn all of these units. Yeah, a bear, a steel, healer, because they actually have a lot of health at the same time that will deal a lot of damage. So they're actually pretty good. That is so dumb. Wait, it's a global cooldown. Why did I even bring Why did I even bring her then? What the frick? What the frick? Anyway, we're chilling anyway. Thank God, bro. Thank God. Alright, let's see this. Also, doesn't that mean 50%? Yeah, wait a minute. Doesn't that mean that certain element will deal more damage to that enemy? Yeah, Sukuna is gonna deal 50% more damage to him? Wait, that's insanely busted. Excuse me. Oh, this is perfect. Look at our summons. 800,000. Wow, that is a lot of damage, man. And we can keep summoning that. Yeah, keep summoning that. Yes, yes, yes. Since it increases his damage, and I haven't fully increased his damage just yet, so it would be nice to use it right now. Wow, it didn't even freeze the enemy. What in the scam? He gets his mana pretty quickly. I guess enabling the summoning won't do us. Won't hurt us. Yeah. Oh, the guy has 9 million damage. I mean 9 million HP. That's really like nothing against our units. Yo, you're cooked. You're cooked, buddy. Okay. Beru has 1.3 million HP. Wait, that's crazy. And the fact on how you can summon these units so frequently too. That's the crazy part. What? Alright. Wave 20. I mean, wave 100. Yes. Boom, activate the ability. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Why does this boss have a lot of HP? Why do you have a lot of HP? It's kind of scary. We might have to use one of the abilities. Oh, we don't have to. We're chilling. We're not gonna use any of the abilities because that would be dumb. Alright, we are not doing that. We are not doing that. Boom, boom. Yo, Lilia is gonna die from our steel. See, this is what I mean. Jin Woo is just so busted, bro. Does he still regen? Tell me he regens still. I think he's just gonna stay at 1.34 million HP. Oh, never mind. He's regenerating again. Or was it from the healer? A slaying commander with powerful healing capabilities. Heal 5% of all player summons max HP every 5 seconds. Oh, it just heals everyone. Not even if it's in his range. Wait, that's insane. Light to work, no reaction. Oh, light work, no reaction. As you can see, no reaction. Yippee. Goodbye, Kiro. Light work. Wave 120. I don't know how much longer we can last. I mean, the fact that we can still place at the back because we have a lot of money. We have a lot of money. So we're chilling. Yappy. Yappy. Now let's summon him again. Also, who is contributing a lot in this team out of everybody? So total damage 6 billion. Interesting. Okay, total billion. 2 billion damage, 2.3 billion damage, 2 billion damage. How about Sukuna? Dude, Sukuna is 1 billion. Ah, see guys, Sukuna, I mean Igris, I mean Jin Woo is just it. He's him. Like to work. It's actually insane on how much damage summoning does. Like that's just crazy. The damage and the HP of the summons, bro. That's boggling. Isn't he going to transform again? If he transform again, I'm just gonna replace. Yeah, he does transform. Interesting. Also, the enemies are getting tanky. Interesting. Sashibaka. Then the people, the enemies at the front, they should be chilling. And place a wall.
Huh?
The wall did not even work. Hello? You immune or something? I'm using the ability. Jin Woo. 11 million. It did not do a lot of damage that I expected. What the frick? Yo, he's not even being frozen. Hello? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we're gonna lose. Yo, wait, I cannot look back. I cannot look back. This is gonna be the most embarrassing thing. I should have used the ability a long time ago. Did we lose? We lost. You see. Interesting. I don't think I was supposed to lose that. Well, I'll do better in the next meta team. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And we did last for a while. Wave 137. Yeah, in the next meta team, we are definitely going to beat the score. So stay tuned for that. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you in my next one. Bye bye. Well, I'm actually so sad on how we lost. What?